Hey everyone, just wanted to say thank you so much to all the new listeners, to everybody who keeps joining, to sending us the messages on LinkedIn. If you haven't, Jacob McLaughlin is where that's at. But I love connecting with all of you. And again, it's just so much fun to see everyone having success, being able to see inside our course. We just got 3 more people hired. It's just such a blessing, and I really appreciate everybody who's allowed me to be a part of that journey and continues to come in. Again, if you guys are interested, our average person is breaking in 9.8 weeks at $91,000. What we offer is not only the videos, the modules, downloadable PDFs, and quizzes that are done at your own time. So again, it doesn't matter if you have a job or not, you can do this program. We also do mock interviews, mock role plays. We do office hours that are all recorded so you can go back and watch at a later date. We do coaching that helps you guys get into the program, or not only the program, but also inside the industry, how to get interviews, how to be ready for interviews, how to actually go and tell your story, because each person is different. Like I always say, we coach our 42-year-old chiropractor way different than our 23-year-old nursing student. And so that's how we're able to get such fast results, because it's not a generic, it's a tailored. We're going to help you get where you need it, because everybody has different results. Everybody has a different background, and everybody's looking for something different in their life, depending on where they want to live, how much they want to work, and how much money they want to do. And so that's what we help with. So again, I just wanted to come here and say thank you to everyone who's let me be a part of that journey, allow us to be a part of that journey. And it's just been so much fun to continue to watch you all have success, continue to break in. And again, if you guys haven't, we would love to talk to you. Happy to answer any questions you guys have about it. And that's why we don't allow everybody in. Because again, at this point, as me still running the Western United States for a top med tech company, like, we have a job to do here. And so it's why I can talk to you guys the way I talk to you, because I'm the one in the industry living it with you guys. I'm the one who, as you guys will hear on today's podcast, living the sales calls, doing the actual job with you, so I can talk to you and actually explain what you guys are going to see and what you're going to go through, because I'm living it every single day. And so that's why we are just so passionate about being able to help as many people, because we live it and we love it. And that's why I'm able to offer the insight that we do. So again, if you guys are interested in breaking into medical device sales, please feel free to reach out to me at Jacob McLaughlin on LinkedIn, or on Instagram at New to Medical Device Sales. Always happy to chat with you guys, get on a quick phone call. But again, it's just going to be a super helpful episode today, not only how to break into medical device sales, but also once you are in medical device sales, how are you going to actually make money? How are you going to increase your revenue and actually have a good success? This one tip that we're going to go in detail and give information about will help you do that. So let's jump into today's show. Welcome back to New to Medical Device Sales. I am your host, Jacob McLaughlin, and I'm so excited to spend my time with you today, my friends. I just actually got back yesterday from Iowa, which was a super special trip for me, because I was able to go back, spend time not only with my nephew and my family and just get to see them, but we got the opportunity to present a scholarship in memory of my best friend, Brandon Stanton. And so we had talked about, me and him together had talked about doing that and making a scholarship. And after losing him to brain cancer last year, I wanted to make sure that mission happened. And so we were able to give our first scholarship of the Think Bigger Scholarship away to 2 students back in our hometown to go after. It's a scholarship but it's not only for high school or not only for college. They can use it for trade schools. They can use it for entrepreneurship, so starting a business. They can use it to put in their retirement, or to even go take a trip. And for me, that was just the Think Bigger. I want you guys to, what I preach to you guys, I want these people to go and see there's other things outside of their life. I'm from a town of 2,000 people. It's the poorest county in Iowa. It's a lot of farmland, and again, a great place to be, but just wanted to help them realize, and Brandon and me would always talk about just what else is out there. And so just feeling really a lot of gratitude today on today's show and being able to talk with you guys, because it was just a special moment for me to get to be able to go do that and complete the mission that me and Brandon had talked about years ago. So really happy to be able to go do that. Also gave a little speech about things I wish I had known and things to help these high schoolers be successful. So hopefully I gave some good tips. Didn't get booed off the stage, so we'll take that as a win. But really excited to come to you guys today, again, just to help you be able to break into medical device sales. It's what we do. We've been able to do it really well. We just got Jen, who, shout out to Jen out of Tennessee, Miss Jen Lytle. She's going to be a guest next week. She's coming from the pharma world and just crushed it. And now she's in medical device sales, and just so proud of her. But yeah, excited to have her on. But we got her hired last week. So we got somebody else hired this week. Noah, congratulations, buddy. Got him hired this week. And so it's a beautiful week, beautiful day, beautiful world we're living in. And so it's just fun getting these people to break in. But I wanted to go over a podcast today that's going to be super helpful because, again, I try to help you guys not only what you need to do to break into the industry, but we talk about this all the time. You got to do the job to get the job. So what does that mean and how are you guys going to actually use it? And so today we're going to be talking about, following up and why it's so important and how it's going to help you stand out when you're trying to break into medical device sales, but also how it's going to make you stand out when you are in the industry. And so I just wanted to share a quick little story real quick that happened with me this week. And the conversation is, on Monday, I sent some emails, but I also got on the phone when we get on calls because I'm working remotely sometimes. And so I was on the calls and I hammered out about 15 calls to these colleges and universities that I'm looking at that are potential customers and people that are doing stuff. But these are people I've reached out to 7+ times, right? Via phone or email. And so the reason I'm saying that to you today is because most people after one or two will not keep sending stuff, right? Because they don't want to be annoying. And if you guys are watching, I did air quotes there, annoying. But what actually happens is these people get busy. And so I wanted to just share something so you guys can see this. So I called these people. I then had several people follow up the following day, sending me calls and emails. Hey, sorry, I missed you. And that worked out. But what I wanted to talk about is one of our customers she called me back. She's like, hey, can you give me a call? Would love to touch base. So we got on a call. They're going to get some of our product. So by doing that follow-up 7 times, it just turned into an order, right? But what the conversation is, why I want to share this is, she's like, hey, I don't know if you've emailed me before. And I chuckled on the phone. I was like, yeah, I actually emailed you about 6 times. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so busy. I get so many messages, so many people reaching out to me. I really apologize that I haven't got back to you, but thank you so much for continuing to follow up with me. I really appreciate that. The reason I'm saying that to you guys is most of the people listening right now think if you send 1 or 2 messages, you're annoying. That if they didn't follow up the first time, it's because they hate you. It's because they don't like you. And the truth and the reality is they might have never seen it. I can sit here and tell you guys, I get so many messages now a day, and I'm so thankful for all of them, and I appreciate you guys, but like, the amount of times where I just will have to go through the week and I'm like, hey, I'm going to go on a Saturday. I'm just going to go look and see who I haven't answered back. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, there's 4 people that I didn't answer back 3 weeks ago, right? And so then I'll give them the message back. But the reason I'm just saying that is when you guys are reaching out and you're trying to get a job, you're trying to network with these people, a lot of times you think, hey, it's just one and done, right? And we've talked about this on the podcast all the time. It's like, one's not enough. I can have my dog send one. I can have somebody who can't read send one message, right? But can you follow up time and time and time and time again? Because guess what? They might not need you now, but they might need you in the future. You never know, especially in medical device sales. They're using somebody else, but it could be in the future where they had a bad case with their last rep. The last rep didn't show up. They're just over that product, but you were there and you kept coming up. So the reason I'm just saying that is why it's so important to keep following up is it's just, you have to be there. You have to keep doing it because a no is just a no right now. And when you get somebody who doesn't respond back to you, it doesn't mean they hate you. It doesn't mean they don't like you. It doesn't mean all that stuff. It means sometimes people are busy. Sometimes they have other lives and their most important thing isn't messaging you back, which I know is hard for you to hear and hard for you to understand that you are not the most important person in that person's life at that moment. There is a lot of sarcasm in this. Hopefully you picked up on that, but I just say that because the amount of times I've had people, my favorite was one time I had a girl message me and she sent me a message, was like, I need you. And again, don't know who this person is, but had listened to the podcast and messaged me on Instagram, was like, I need you to message me back. I have a interview. I need you to help me and all this stuff. And it was need, right? I should have known right there. I should have just never responded. But I then looked down at my phone while I was with a buddy and she had sent another message, which I had screenshotted, which was like, oh, sorry, I didn't know that you were too good for me. Thanks a lot. Thanks for nothing. Have a good day. There was 45 minutes between that message. and it was 4th of July weekend. And I remember calling that person because I took a screenshot. She didn't know that I did that. And she's like, who is this? And when I called her, she's like, how do you have my number? And I'm like, because I saw your original message that you then deleted, and how you were super rude. And you know that people have lives outside of you, right? You're not the most important. And then she went on and wasted 40 minutes of my time. And I should have been off the phone in 2 minutes, but this is when I was still learning with all of it. And she just wasted my time. And she was the most important. She kept telling me why she was God's gift to the earth. She was so great. That person's still not hired in medical device sales. So the reason I'm saying all that to you guys is I just had this talk with one of our people that are in medical device sales, but talk is cheap. You all tell me you're the best. You all tell me you're so committed. You all tell me, don't care. If Jacob did it, I'll do it. I can be whatever. Yeah, you can if you work hard and you actually put in the work and you're not a jerk. And also you don't come off like you're just trying to get something. But you almost always, the people reaching out to me is, hey Jacob, I need a job. Or hey Jacob, I want a job. And I want $1 million, my friends. I want that too. But guess what? It's not reality right now. I can't just have anybody just hand me $1 million. So guess what? We're going to have to figure it out some other way. Hence to you guys who are just asking for jobs. Stop doing that, number one. But number two, just because somebody didn't reach out to you or respond to you in the first hour, first day, the first week, doesn't mean they hate you. It means maybe they had a different thing going on in their life and they didn't even see your message, right? And the reason I should share that other one was by me following up for the 6th, for the 7th time, for the 8th time when I do it, it just turns into sales. It's, can you track? Can you see who you've done or talked to and be able to follow up that? That is sales. If you don't like that, don't do this career. And so the reason I'm saying that is whether you are reaching out to people that you're trying to break in, it's why we have people use our Excel sheet. And we talk about this on the podcast and we teach it in our course and why we have it, why they need to do notes and all this good stuff, because you need to know who you've talked to. You need to know who you reached out to. You need to know who you need to follow up with. Maybe you haven't talked to someone for 3 weeks. Maybe you need to send a follow-up message, right? It's things like that that we teach inside the course to help these people stand out. It's how we get people that jump into the job interview in the 3rd, 4th round instead of skipping the 1st and 2nd, because we know what we're doing. We teach them how to do it correctly, and it's knowing the process and the steps. And then lastly, if you're in the industry, most of you guys, again, it's, you don't walk up to a doctor and say, my name is Jacob, I work for this company, use me. And they're like, thank God, yep, Jacob, gonna use you from now on. No, it's gonna be like, hi doc, my name is who? All right, okay, cool, never gonna see him. And then I'm gonna see him 2 months later and then introduce myself again. And then I'll see him and then bam, 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 bam. And it's touch points, touch points, touch points. And that's what people just don't understand is, you're almost never going to get it on the first try. It's going to take several tries. And again, I say this all the time. My company, when I got hired by Medtronic, my manager, I reached out to her 5 times before she ever responded. But not once was I ever passive aggressive. Not once was I ever demanding. It was always just coming out of a place of like, hey, hope you're having a great day. Just wanted to touch base. Hey, happy Saturday. Or again, I never did it on a Saturday, but I was always like happy, if there's a holiday, happy 4th of July, or whatever it was. I hope you had a great holiday weekend, stuff like that. But most of you guys that are listening to this and most of the people in the industry will just do 1 or 2 and then they'll be like, oh, I tried. It's not good enough. You guys have to continue. So this is a super short and sweet podcast to just tell you, people you've reached out to, follow up with them again. People you've talked to, follow up with again. Accounts that you've talked to, follow up again, because I can sit here and tell you as a rep, there's someone you haven't followed up with for 4 weeks. There's someone you haven't followed up with in 8 weeks. And you should probably do that. And that will turn into a sale. You're welcome. There's somebody listening to this that's not breaking into medical device sales because they haven't even sent a message. Or number 2, they sent 1 message and they thought it was good enough. Send a 2nd or 3rd, right? And if you sent 3, you keep going. And the reason I say that is because every single one of you guys will say, but I don't want to be annoying. Well, first off, they don't even know you exist. It's like I joke around and I try to make it make sense to all you guys is like, for example, if someone adds you on Instagram and they had 1 follower and they have no profile picture, what do you think? You think it's a fake person and you don't accept the request. It's the exact equivalent on LinkedIn. You do the same thing and guess what? They're either going to respond to you or they're not going to respond to you. They don't even know you exist. You never met them. There's no humiliation because nobody even knows you sent them a message or a request, and you move on with your life, right? And so that's the always thing. Until somebody tells you, no, leave me alone, stop messaging me, no, I don't want to talk to you, you keep on following up because that is how you get sales done. You do the prospecting, you go and do the initial meetings, but then you have to have follow-up. And again, sometimes just one's not enough. Most of the time, one's not enough. You need to do multiple. And by doing that, it will turn into sales. No different than what I just did, where I made calls on Mondays. They sent me calls and text on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We followed up, and now I sent out 7 quotes today. Welcome to sales. And then of those 7 quotes, guess what you're gonna have to do? Follow up on those quotes again. I had to send 3, we were supposed to receive payments on 3 orders today. I had to follow up on those orders that I was supposed to receive. Again, welcome to medical device sales. Welcome to sales in general. You have to be able to know how to do the process, be able to run that process, and then be able to follow up, because it's not gonna get done. People get busy, people have other jobs, and you are not a priority. So make sure you're following up so you can stand out, and you're gonna go get the deals and the money and the things that are on the table that you're going to go and wipe up because nobody else is cleaning them up, because most reps are being like the original ones where they just reached out once or twice and that was it, compared to you just kept showing up every 2 to 3 weeks, every 2 to 3 months. You just kept sending a message, you kept following up, you kept touching base, and you were never passive aggressive about it. You were never like, I've sent you this. When I told that person that I had sent 7 messages, I was laughing. I was like, yeah, I sent 7 messages, but hey, I know you're extremely busy, so don't worry about it. That's why I wanted to continue to follow up until you tell me to screw off. I'm going to keep following up. And she laughs, right? That's what it's about. And so that's why I wanted to come on here, because what I'm just telling you guys right now is it's going to lead to you guys getting more phone calls. It will lead you guys to getting more interviews, and it will also lead you guys, once you're in the industry, to getting more sales. So that's why it's so important to follow up. I hope this is helpful. And again, if you guys are really wanting to break into medical device sales and you really want to make a difference, every week we're getting people hired, and every week we're having success. And so if you guys really want to know, not only what we just shared on this podcast is not only how to get in, but how are you going to be successful once you get in? Because that's the number one message I get now. Hey, Jake, I went by myself. I didn't want to get your course, which is, again, it's cool. You guys do all your own thing, but it took me 13 months to get in. Our average person gets in 9 weeks. So again, there's a big discrepancy there, but okay, I got in 13 months. Now what do I do? That's the problem. But our people already know what to do, because we're teaching them through the process how to do it and then how to come in. And by the time, again, just to give you guys an idea on how to think about this, it took you 13 months. You just came in at a job at $64,000. Our average person gets in at 9.8 weeks at $91,000. So they're already making more money than you, and they're doing it. And then we've had people go in as low as 7 months. They've gone from associates to full line reps. So in 7 months, they're already full line rep, making 6 figures and running their own territory. By the time it took you to, they still can go screw off for another 6 months, and you still haven't broken into the industry. That's the difference when we say we save you time, money, and we're just giving you knowledge. So if you guys are really interested in breaking into medical device sales, feel free to send me a message. Jacob McLaughlin on LinkedIn, new to medical device sales all across the board, especially on LinkedIn or all the social medias, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So feel free to reach out to us. And the last thing I'll just say this is, I had somebody today and it was absolutely hysterical. They wanted to schedule a call. We got on the call. They're like, I don't want to get on your course because I don't see the value of it, because I don't want to pay the money. But that person has been trying for over a year and still has not broken. And so that's where I can just tell you, again, it's an investment in your guys' self. If you don't see the value, great. I probably won't accept you. And again, we're very vocal. And just like I told this person, by comments you just made, I would never accept you into our course. I'm very protective on who I allow into our community, because we only take people, A, I want to work with, and B, that we know we're going to get hired, because I'm going to help you with that process. But if you're somebody who doesn't see it, I will tell you, because I tell almost more people on a daily basis. Oh, I do tell way more people on a daily basis, you're not allowed into the course, than I do allow people into the course, because everybody wants to be a part of it, but they don't want to do the work, and they think they can just, I don't see the value. And great, we don't want you in it, because like I just said, we've got Danae hired in 2.5 weeks, Genesis in 3 weeks. We got Blair 5.5 weeks, Kate 6 weeks, Kyle 7 weeks, and the list goes on. So again, if you really want to take that chance, you want to go after it, and you want to know what you're doing, you know you're getting the coaching, the best help, and you know you're going to break into the industry, and not only get into the industry, but then be able to come in, as I'm pointing to my numbers that I did at Medtronic, because it's always motivation. When I was lowest in the performing, when I took over to top 10, and you want to know what to do and how to come in and how to make a difference and how to make money and how to make performing territory, then come into the course. We can help you with that. But again, we only take 5 people a month, and we're very choosy on who we allow in, because again, we're here to help you guys, and we want to make sure it's going to be a great fit for all of us. So hopefully this episode was helpful. Keep on getting after it. Keep on going after your dreams. Keep pushing hard, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.